There we go.
Hopefully we. Sweet. Oh, I'm already logged into the thing. All right, cool. Looks like that's about to come up in a few seconds. Okay. Am I looking all weird?
No.
I'm looking better than ever. Oh no, look at that. All right. So maybe that's better. It looks like I'm moving a little bit better, so that's encouraging. But I think that video processing is still a pang point on my side. But we'll see how that rolls tonight. Episode 376. I got stories from the PhotoPlus Expo that happened this past weekend. I think it started Wednesday and ended probably Saturday, Sunday kind of thing. I think that was pretty cool. So that happened. Also, want to talk to you about the Plantronics RIG 800LX wireless Xbox headset. So I definitely want to talk about that. That should be cool. So I want to talk about that. And let's do a quick tweet. And yeah, so I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to roll.
I think I'm all good. Close all these things.
Word.
Close all of these unnecessary windows.
You gotta close them.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
Okay. I think we're all good.
Yeah. So yeah. So I got this coffee back here. Another thing, I would take a picture of my ottoman and send to you. It's really a mess because I have all these magazines. I think I have some magazines I actually want to send you from those from the audio and the Amplify event. So I have to see which ones I was grabbing to get to you. So that's gonna happen soon. I'm excited for tomorrow. When I know we're not technically talking about it, but I'm excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow, got some goodies heading this way.
Oh, okay. I had to think about that. I was like, wait, what's happening tomorrow? You have no idea how lost I am in my days when I'm
I don't
stuck
want you to
with
be
this.
lost in your day. I don't want you to be lost in your
It's
day.
not in my day, just like the whole week. You have no on Friday, I was so completely convinced that Friday was Monday. And I don't know why, but it threw me off. And even though what I learned, I was like, no, it's Friday, I kept thinking and feeling it was Monday. And it doesn't help because I don't normally work on Saturdays, and I did.
Okay. Can you
And I was
adjust your mic? I don't know if it's me, but it's almost like I'm hearing you peek out a little bit. Adjust the microphone and your Audacity. I guess bring it down. Yeah, it should be on the left side underneath.
Yes, that one is
the
currently at 65 right now.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's good. All right, so as long as that's good, then I'm not gonna be crying over audio stuff. All right, so cool. All right, so yeah, so a couple of things I guess as I'm thinking about it, I think last week's audio was like amazing. Okay. I think really because we're going back to the local recording on both sides. And I think that I'm getting even nicer in Audacity now because I'm learning what all the things do. And I do have some things that I want to link to you in regards to some production stuff. And I got stuff. I got stuff heading your way. I just want to give it all to you.
Okay.
It's heading your way, so definitely look forward to that. So that's happening. What else? Okay, so the expo happened. I'm trying to figure out, as we were talking before, since we're just talking right now about the anime expo.
You going?
If I'm thinking about it.
That'd be different.
Yeah, that's exactly. So I'm like, do I want to do different? Like really, really different? Because that's different. Like completely.
I can picture you going to one day. I think it'd be
One day.
yeah.
So I would survive one day.
Well, not necessarily survive, but you're not like
Cause that
a
cause that would be a
full, you're
major
not,
change. That
yeah,
would be a
you're right.
major change. Cause I'm gonna be sitting here, walking around looking at like cosplay stuff for the most part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's pretty much I guess that's what I'm expecting. And that's the other thing too. My expectations versus what actually happens at some of these events, especially the audio stuff, the Amplify, the NAB show, the recent Photo Plus. I had a different expectation. And then when I got there, I was blown away, because I learned so much in so little time. And I think that although, there was the stuff on the show floor, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, and what caught our attention for the Photo Plus, I was more excited about the panels, but I was upset about the panel that I missed, because there was a panel that happened on Saturday, and I didn't attend Friday or Saturday, because there was some other obligations that I needed to take care of. But there was some panels on Friday. There was a panel specifically on Saturday, and I was like, man, I wish that I had kind of like cascaded the days, if that makes sense or whatever. And I didn't do that, so I think that I have to be a little bit more, um, not necessarily more. I wouldn't say cautious, but I have to look at the whole schedule before deciding, what days if I need to make a change in my obligations to attend a day just for a particular thing, then I may have to do that. But aside from that, we'll definitely talk about some of the things that happen that at the event. But it was cool. So yeah, it just thoughts on the anime thing. Yeah, I would definitely consider applying to see exactly what happens with that. I've done, I think it was a while ago, where a New York Comic Con kind of had like a hybrid where they had the anime stuff on one side and they had, the Comic Con stuff on pretty much the rest of the show. And I don't know if that was like initiation or initial anime testing to see how big it was going to get. Now it has its own show, so I don't know if the anime thing is fairly new, or maybe what I was thinking about was just a celebration of something else that was part of the New York Comic Con at the time. That could be it. I don't know, but I remember that to me when I saw the individuals dressed up in the anime stuff, it was like more pictures, more cosplay of the characters that they enjoyed for that particular show. But I'm not against it. Even recently, and I guess we're already recording the show. I don't know. This will make it in there somewhere where um, simply Andrea was giving me some recommendations for anime stuff because one of my favorites was Claymore, and
Claymore's really
Claymore,
good.
yeah, and ever since I saw that I'm looking for something. What's the benchmark? Like, what is this the thing that's really gonna get me hype about anime again? That's movie. It doesn't have to be like 23 episodes or anything like that in 23 minutes or whatever. But I really want to go back to watching, anime. But it's been a while. I like the Batman stuff, so I don't know what you would consider that, what genre that is in. But I really enjoyed the Batman the animated series, and I think they're going to do like a Blu-ray version of that next year. So I'm looking forward to that. But outside of that, it's been a while since I watched some anime stuff. I mean, Cowboy Bebop was good. Ninja Scroll was good, which is some, ultimate classics. Afro Samurai, right, was good. That was another one. There's a couple. There's plenty. There's a plenty of those things out there, but I just have to find what I really like. And they may be on Netflix, they may not be. So I don't know yet.
I think
So I would need your help with that.
you need my help. I
Yeah, I
watch
need I
so
need
much
help.
different types of anime. Some of them are like pretty tame, some of them are pretty out there. But I think you attending would be a great idea. I mean, at least for one day, I think you will enjoy it. The culture is very different, the attendees are very different,
Right.
and it's just a lot of fun. But if you don't like, you're not that huge of an anime fan, like huge, I think attending the entire event is a little bit overwhelming and a bit much.
Okay.
And because I feel like to if you are, then it's great. But like
Right.
you have a hard time finding out what to do for those other 3 days to fill your time. If you only watch
Right.
like a couple anime, and you know what, you might end up finding more that you enjoy, have fun with.
Right. Right. And that's the thing, so it's up in the air. Um, I'm not totally pushing towards it. I really need to look at what's going to happen, what's on the schedule, or what would potentially be on the schedule for me between now and um, November 16, 17. I know that Thursday, 16th or 17th, whenever that is, 15, 16 of November is PepCom, right? So I'll most likely be there. Outside of that, anything before that or a little bit after that, before Thanksgiving stuff, I don't know. It's up in the air, but that is some of the thoughts that I have for that. Okay, so yeah. So episode 376 of the show radio. Um late day for me, a lot of church stuff coming into the actual show. Got a couple of notes, and I think we are ready to go. Daniella,
Oh, I thought we started.
we did.
That was a
We
really good
did.
intro.
You
Of
want to roll
like
right
your
into that intro? I could do that.
yeah.
I could do that. I'll actually, yeah, because I'm really like playing around with audio lately. So we can actually go right into the show since we're already restarted. Okay, so OvrStream, a quick first impressions. That is you, Daniela. Talk to me. What happened with that? What's the scoop? Give me the scoop.
Very appreciative. So thank you to Juan over at OvrStream. They provided an awesome license to give a try for their new software. So when I was at TwitchCon, it was seriously probably the one thing that really incredibly impressed me there, as far as coming from a streamer side and production quality, and what they had to offer was far more than what was at the other booths. And so they demoed some of their things, and it was just amazing to me. So I'm very appreciative for being given this chance. Now, with that, it's not something that you pick up and go. It is a paid service. So it's kind of like if you're ready to take your streaming to the whole next level and you want those incredible graphics that and overlays and interactive motion notification that just Streamlabs and Muxy doesn't really offer. Right now, I'm going to say it's possibly going to be OvrStream that can provide that. And it is a paid service. And I never have a problem with paying for something if it does its job and it's something that I can support. That's for me personally. Now, getting into it, first impressions, I'll have a more detailed review and thought process on it when I can wrap my mind around it, because this isn't some browser source that you're just like clicking and dragging and then pulling the URL source to put on your overlay. This is actually a full software package. It's like having like Photoshop for just Twitch or Mixer. And it does integrate with other services like Streamlabs. I think it's Nightbot. It's very easy to use with OBS and XSplit, but the level of customization isn't something that is exactly noob friendly right now. It's a little bit frustrating for me because you're pretty much learning some new software,
Okay.
but I can see in the long run right now how much better that is. Like, once it's kind of like when you're using Photoshop or when you're editing with Audacity or Audition, it's overwhelming at first to learn those shortcuts, to learn what every element in this package does. But once you get it down, which I feel confident that when I do, it's going to be amazing. It's a lot of fun to mess around and play with right now. I've been doing that this week. So it's just a lot to learn, and it's very awesome that they have a Discord community and some tutorials already available that you can go back and check, and you can ask them questions or find out if their software does a certain thing that you can envision in their head, and they'll tell you yes or no. And if it is a yes, it can do that. They're pretty really nice and easygoing to help you out to get there. So I think that's really awesome, and it's pretty much my first impression. So once I get a better handling on it, I can create some stuff for us here. I'll definitely have a better, more in-depth review on it, but that's just basically my first impressions.
Very cool. So far you like it? So far so good?
Yeah, so far so good. It's just a lot to take in. It is, but I'm enjoying it, and I just love learning something new, a new trait. I'm like super excited to create something that's new for the stream, because I love streaming. I love doing those things, and uh, I seriously think that it could possibly be the next greatest streaming tool for anybody.
Yeah. Okay. So I know for a fact that by tomorrow, I'm definitely going to be tagging you on some things that I'm excited about. So I'm looking forward to announcing and talking about that very, very soon. All right. So yeah. So OvrStream. That's a cool thing. Very interesting. So next thing we have is Plantronics RIG 800 LX impressions slash review, because you do more impressions slash reviews here than full blown stuff. So right now I am rocking the RIG 800 LX, and it's pretty fantastic. Okay, it's pretty fantastic. So I'm gonna run over some specs because I got the box like very, very close to me. So I'll talk about some of this spec stuff, and then we can go from there. So first things first, you get the Dolby Atmos code in the box that you have to redeem on the Xbox website to get that feature. And I think once you redeem it on the Xbox website, you get it both for PC and the Xbox platform. Okay, so that's the first thing. First major spec that should catch your attention is the fact that this headset has 24 hours of battery life. Okay, so 24 hours, low battery indicator comes on at 4 hours left, which is pretty dope. In terms of comfort, it's hugging your ear, and it's not like the headsets that apply pressure and over time you get the headache, like when you feel like it's pressing against your head versus just resting there with the adjustable band. So it has the adjustable thing like that when you put it on,
Hmm.
which I like. So you have that. The actual connector. Okay, so one of the things it says compatible with most Xbox One consoles and most Windows PCs and laptops. That's great. I use Linux, and I'm running it right now. So when Daniela speaks, I could hear her, no problem. I was listening to Spotify and some different tracks on there. Spotify really sounds amazing. The EQ settings. There's 4 EQ settings. There's pure, intensify, seismic. Okay, so I said 3 or 4. So
Four.
let me
You
look at
said
that.
four.
Select between pure, intensify, seismic, and vocal focus. So that's 3. Pure, intensify, seismic, and vocal. No, that is 4. Okay, I'm okay. See that coffee? I think it's going to my head already. All right. So right now I'm using vocal focus EQ, and I think it brings the vocal, obviously what it's saying, up front, and so it's a good balance between bass and treble, which I don't like over bass, because over bass to me sounds very, very annoying. So I'm not feeling that. So power on and off, pair, rotary master control, micro USB charge connector, uh, and it says perfect balance between game sound and team chat. Okay, so now here's the thing. Okay, so I want to stop there, and I just want to talk about headsets altogether. As of late, it seems that there's a lot of headsets that pass through our hands, right?
Hmm.
I just want to broaden the conversation a little bit. And we talk about a lot of different headsets that come in. By default, most of the headsets sound pretty good. Okay, so I can't necessarily explain to some degree the sound per se. I can tell you it sounds good, and I think that is subjective, right? To some degree,
Hmm.
right? To be fair. But here's what I will tell you. There's a lot of headsets that we get, and there's a lot of headsets that do not stay in this media room. Okay, which so I'll give them away, or whatever the case. Usually I'll give them away 99% of the time. So even right now I'm getting ready to give one away, not on the show, but just because I know for a fact that I'm not going to use it after I review it. Okay, so the ones that are definitely staying is the ones that you're familiar, have heard of, whether it's the A50 or the A38s, which they don't really make anymore, right? Which I'm wondering if they're going to make a new version of that, which would be great. Stuff that's not leaving. The LS40, I'm not getting rid of that, right? Okay, so there's certain headsets that I'm not gonna get rid of. This one, I think it's gonna make part of the crew that I'm not gonna get rid of, right? Because of the fact that all the features that I need and want or on a headset, especially battery life. So I don't necessarily have to worry about charging it for days at a time. And depending on how often I have it on, it's not going to be a 24-hour period. So that's not going to be necessarily an issue. So in terms of comfort, connectivity, didn't have a problem with that. Charging, didn't have a problem with that. Charged pretty quick. And so far, it's been a great experience. In terms of the headset I'm going to be wearing now, because, over time, we change, right? We don't wear the same thing all the time.
Mhm.
It's going to be this one right now. And in terms of like lifestyle, going out, headsets, that kind of a thing, for me, it's either the A38s or the Plantronics wireless headset, which is the one I use on a regular basis. In terms of PlayStation 4, I have some options. It's either the A50 or the LS40 or anything else that we get in the near future, whatever that may be. So I think those options are fantastic. It allows us to check out different headsets, different systems and software that they'll have, whether it's the software that Astro has that you can adjust, anything that you want on the headset, which is cool. And the Dolby Atmos thing is up and coming. It's going to be something that we're going to see on a lot of headsets when it comes to that. So that's going to be offered, whether that's on a Turtle Beach headset. So definitely, before I forget, shout outs to Turtle Beach for sending the Stealth 600, which is the next conversation we're going to have about another headset, which I'm sure sounds good, right? Because most of them do at this point. They're not going to sound bad, especially at
You
the
never
kind of money.
know, okay? You never know.
Especially, okay, so I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So I'm definitely giving them the benefit of the doubt in the sense that most of these headsets, if you're paying anywhere between, I don't know, Danny, help me, $60 and $129.99, you should be getting a decent sounding headset. If at this range, $60 to $129, the headset doesn't sound halfway decent, then that's a problem. That's a problem. But right now, at that range, you can get something halfway decent. You can get something that's probably unbreakable, right? That's the A10s. Something that sounds halfway decent could be the A20s. If you're really looking for, 110 to 150, 160, could be the RIG 800LX. You have options, but that's an Xbox headset. You can look at this Stealth 600. That's a range, I think, between 60 and 120. So there's so many different options right now when it comes to headsets, or whether it's the LS40, if that's something that you're looking for, or even the A50s. So we have options right now for the things that we can, connect and enjoy. But right now, I'm looking for stuff that's going to be as versatile as possible, right? Connected to the PC or connected to a system. Give me the option to do both. Sounds great. Well balanced, very comfy. Those are the things that really matter at the grand scheme of things, especially when we record like long streaming sessions. Well, Daniella mostly, she's looking for something that's absolutely comfortable, right? And I think that what do you got? 40s right now?
Yeah, I got the 40s.
Rocking the 40s. Okay, so 40s have been a staple in her life for a long time, and I'm sure that comfort is definitely something that she considers, on the very very top as far as importance.
Oh, very,
I'm
very
assuming.
much. When it comes down to it, it's like, yeah, when you get to a certain price point, you expect it to, sound pretty decent, have good highs, have good lows. But
Right.
if you're using it for long periods, then yeah, comfort is number one. Like I can't handle headsets that have the earphones that rest on your ears. Like it has to
Right.
go over. And that's like what the winning thing is for some A40s or the Astros for me pretty much.
Word. Absolutely. Hundreds. What's going on? Thanks for joining us in chat. Really do appreciate it. So those are the things that I'm thinking about when I'm actually requesting or getting or having a conversation about headsets. These are the things that matter. And then these right here, I don't think you can go wrong if you decide to consider them or even test them out at a store if they give you the option to do that. I'll definitely do that if that is your thing. So any comments on that banter? Rig 800LX, Daniela.
They actually look really really good. They look super comfortable. Even on the Astro, I know I talk about comfort and everything that even on the Astros and they do go over the ear, I probably have maybe at max 8 hours that I can possibly handle having it on.
Hmm.
I think my ideal perfect headset is wireless, lightweight, sounds amazing, and doesn't cost more than 150.
Yeah.
I don't. Whenever those happen to be invented, like I want them to feel like they're not even on my head, kind of like.
Yeah. I mean, it's dope. I can't front. And the thing is, whenever we see boxes, especially if it's an item that you usually get on a regular basis or the type of genre of item that you get on a regular basis, you have your pre conceptions before you actually use them. Okay. And I had mine and I was completely wrong. I'll just say that. So wireless headset, wireless base, USB charge cable, Dolby Atmos activation card. I think I did mention that. As far as the wireless lag free 2.4 gigs digital RF, a 10-meter range, a 1500 milliamp battery, ultralight frame, which is obvious. It's pretty light. A self-adjusting headband, noise canceling boom mic, flips up to mute. So I wanted to add those things in just in case I forgot to mention them. All right. Cool beans.
Cool beans.
Cool beans. I like it. It's pretty dope. If you're looking for a headset and you don't have one and you have Xbox and you're looking for Dolby Atmos, it could be an option for you. So that's what's going on there. Okay, so PhotoPlus Expo recap to some degree. Okay, so I went to this PhotoPlus thing for the first time ever at the Jacob Javits Center this past week, which happened in New York City, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. One of the things I'm really noticing now, as I was mentioning to Danielle before we started talking about a whole bunch of different other things, is the fact that I notice now when I'm going to these conventions, panels are something I actually pay attention to. I really look at the list of panels, and it'd be cool if I had a bigger team, because a bigger team would allow me to cover more at these events or be very intentional about certain things, especially the panels, because I think if we can capture the panels and share it with the people who listen to the show radio, showradio.info is where you find all the information for that. That'd be absolutely amazing. That'd be amazing. But the thing is, we don't, because I'm very picky, and as far as the team is concerned, depending when we decide to expand it even more, they would have to have the same values, the same vision, the same convictions that I have. And Daniela made that list. So I'm so happy about that. You have no
Yay!
idea. So happy. You guys have no idea. So that's what's going on with that. All right. So PhotoPlus happened, and I really, really enjoyed the event panels. I hit some panels, and a lot of the panels were talking about obviously photo stuff, being intentional about your pictures, using the rule of thirds. If some of the things I remember, shooting raw, because shooting raw is like editing. If you're an audio person and you're not necessarily a photo person, shooting raw is like getting a WAV file, right? For example, we're getting the double ender, right? Danielle's recording a track on her side. I'm recording a track on my side. If your ears enjoyed the last episode, is because we actually took it from the as raw as it could be, right? The file itself. So
Mm-hmm.
I had one track on Danielle's side. I had my track. Then I had to bring that into Audacity and then do my thing. And after I did my thing, we spit out a compressed version of the thing, which would be a JPEG or a PNG, depending on how you're taking your pictures. But if you're doing raw, then it would be the WAV file, which is the audio version of that. Okay, so they were talking about spending the time to consider having the ability to shoot raw versus the JPEGs and stuff. If you're just sending a quick print just to get by way of context for a company, yeah, definitely consider sending a quick JPEG. But if you're looking for the project as far as the portfolio thing, consider sending, you know, a nice edited from the raw file itself. Okay, so working backwards from a 64 kilobits file, going back to the audio conversation again, and trying to believe that it's going to be a 320 kilobytes on actual raw file is ridiculous. So it's the same thing for pictures. Going from a JPEG thinking it's the actual masterpiece is kind of ridiculous. So, you know, so they were doing the different comparisons as it relates to audio and video, and also being very intentional about taking your pictures and the angle and framing them and just having some kind of idea of what you're looking to get out of the shot or where you want the people to actually focus. Because when you're shooting pictures, you direct the individual's eye to where you want them to focus based on how you took the shot. So if you want them to focus on the center, then you have to frame it so when you take the shot, that is really centered. If you want them to focus on a particular eye of the subject at hand, whether it's a human being or a pet or an animal or whatever, then you can focus on the eye on that particular subject, a human being or the animal, whatever. So you direct that. And if you want more depth or more light or whatever you want to do with that, that's up to you according to the shot. So I've been, you know, kind of practicing, you know, some of the things that I've learned. Took a couple of shots on my Instagram.com /Uriah. So definitely check that out. I took some pictures, and I'm trying to put more pictures that what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, showcase the company or whatever I'm taking a picture of. I want to take better pictures, right? Not necessarily edited pictures for Instagram, but better pictures before they get to Instagram. So that's the conversation. I don't know how I got there, but that's part of some of the panels that we're going over. One of the main items, if there were anything that I could walk away from that I think applied to the show itself, was the Dxo Cam. Okay, and I know that's a conversation I definitely wanted to have here. The Dxo Cam is a camera that you can attach to your phone. Then once you attach it to your phone, you can take some dope pictures. It does shoot raw, but it's an attachment that goes to the phone. Right now they have the iPhone version out, and they're getting ready to prep to test the Android versions. And I think you have to sign up for that, put your email on a website or whatever, and then do that. So if anything that I was interested in, because I do not have a DSLR cam yet, is the ability to get to a place where that would be a thing for us, where we can use the Dxo cam and then just take some dope shots and then start doing some more stuff with photography and even video taking capabilities. And I was really, really excited about that particular thing. So the camera itself is, you can find it on dxo.com. It's a pro quality camera, miniaturized, and I'm actually on the website right now. I'm trying to scroll that down. I don't know if are you showing anything on that right now, Daniella, or is it, or should I just,
No,
I know
I'm
we
not
didn't
showing
prep.
anything right now.
Okay. Okay, so let me talk about it then. So yeah, so the connection to the phone is pretty cool, and it's a 20 megapixel. It says 1-inch sensor, f1.8 maximum aperture, 32 millimeter fixed focus lens, and it shoots RAW and JPEG. And when I saw that, I got extremely excited because I'm looking to get into more of the picture stuff. Like my framework on doing things when it comes to the show and expanding certain things, especially conversation or even video quality stuff, is increasing. So I noticed that I'm taking more pictures, focusing on lighting, different things like that when it comes to that world. And I want to start investing some time into that world. So this particular camera, as I was mentioning, there's an app for iOS and Android. There's the Wi-Fi capability for it. You can recharge it via standard USB port. Of course, in-app purchases, if that's your thing. Touchscreen, battery life up to 200 images. Featherweight, it's 108 grams. And that's what you're looking at as the attachment. And it has like a swivel capability that you could, it's pretty dope. So that caught my attention. I don't know if it was, you know, because some events I'll go to and I'm like, okay, there's 4 or 5 things that really stood out. To me, that was like one of the main things that stood out along with the panels. So I'm really interested in that and looking forward to seeing if we can actually connect with the company and see what comes out of that. So that's what is happening with that. Okay, so yeah, I definitely want to tell you what I want to tell you. Oh yeah, so oh my gosh. So the next thing I want to tell you, Daniela, okay,
What is that?
is this thing that happened while I was at the PhotoPlus Expo. Okay. So there was this particular company that was giving stuff away. So just imagine right now in your mind that you're at a line that's, let's say, 3 or 4 blocks long, city blocks long. Pick your city, doesn't matter, right? So you're at a line, it's 3 or 4 blocks long, city blocks, and you're on the line. Okay, so I'm on the line waiting for to get to this exhibition table because they're giving this tripod stuff away and some other, knickknacks or whatever, if you want to call them that. And then I want to go on my way, put the stuff in my bag, and just carry on, right? So then this lady comes out of nowhere, this black lady. Okay, she comes out of nowhere and decides to associate herself with me because I was black standing in a line, and she starts having a conversation like she's with me. I'm like, yo, lady, you're not with me. You cutting in line right now. You go to the back of the line, right? So now I'm irritated. Okay, so I tell her to go in the back of the line, and she still has like this, kind of standing not too far, not too close to me. And I'm like, but you're cutting in line right now. Just go to the back of the line. Okay. And I was upset because, number one, it was a principle thing for me because I stood in line to get to the part where I was close enough to get to the actual table. And then she comes out of nowhere, tried to hang with me like we're together, and we're not. We're not together. Okay. We're not. Okay, we're just not. All right. So I'm irritated now because the guy in the back, she's cutting in the guy in the back, and I'm like, I'm mad that he's not saying anything. I'm like, dude, how you gonna let this lady just cut in front of you? And I'm sitting here like, raising my voice at her because of the principle of the matter. Okay. So she carries on trying to have a conversation with me, and I'm not trying to have a conversation right now, lady. Just go away, leave me alone. I'm not trying to have a conversation right now. So that's that. So there's these 2 guys in front of me. Apparently, they're kind of listening to me addressing the lady because she was cutting the line. I want her to just leave me alone and then just go back to the back of the line like I did, like everybody else did, right? So that was that. So now the line is moving, so they're hearing this conversation, and then so we get to like right at the table, which is on the right side. So picture, we're at the table on the right side. There's these Caucasian men in front of me, chilling, doing their thing, relaxing, right? So I'm in the line behind the two guys. This lady's off to my right slightly, and then cutting in front of the guy in the back of me. So I'm irritated now. So I'm a little ticked, right? So then we approach the table, and then as we get closer to the table, and I'm like right at the table, very close to getting my stuff, then this white lady comes out of nowhere on my left side, okay, and looks at me and approaches me and says, "Excuse me, can I cut in front of you?" And I'm like, no, you cannot cut in front of me. I mean, what is this? Cut in front of me day? So now I'm like, I'm not completely irritated now. So I'm like, first it was this lady. Okay, it's the principle of the matter. First it was this lady, and now you're asking me, no, you cannot cut in front of me. What is this? Like, okay, so dude, so I'm like ticked now. I'm ticked. So now, so I go to the stuff. I go to the table, get my stuff. Okay, so now what happens with me is I have a weird sense of humor. Okay, I don't know if anybody, if you spend any time with me, you'll realize after a while, I have a weird sense of humor. It doesn't matter where I'm at. If I got to a place where I'm comfortable enough with you, it doesn't even have to be like a long-standing relationship or anything. But if I feel that there's a vibe where I can crack a joke, I'll crack a joke at funerals, and it's bad. I don't have a filter. Okay, I don't. It is pretty bad. Okay, so now as soon as I finish getting the stuff from the table, I tab the 2 guys in front of me, and I'm like, "Excuse me, can I cut in front of you?" And then they started laughing. Okay, because it became a joke to me because I couldn't understand how that was okay, where everybody else stood on the line, and this lady didn't want to stand on the line, and that lady didn't want to stand on the line, and I had a problem with both of them. Okay, so at first, if you're listening to the story, you may think I'm just being offensive to the black lady. Context is everything, right? And then so this white lady comes out of nowhere, and so if I gave one a pass and I didn't give the other one a pass, then who's now you looking at the situation a whole different way, right? But I didn't give her a pass because she was my color, nor did I give the white lady a pass because it's principle. Get in the back of the line. Period. So that was that, right? That was that. Ticked. So then so I get off the line, and then so I cracked the jokes with the two guys that are in front of me, mad cool guys, cool dudes. And then they were like, what? And then one guys looked at me, and said, yo, what I really dug about you is the fact that you didn't even waste no time to tell her no. I said, dude, I don't care who she is. I'm telling you no. Get in the back of the line, because I waited on the line. Now, would you have given me a pass? Maybe. I don't know. But the line was long for everybody. So that was that. So that happened. Aside from everything else, the show was great. Maybe I overreacted. I don't think I did, though. I don't think I did, but that's just, to me, like, principle things matter. Now, that's where I'm at. When it comes to certain things in my mind now, those things matter. Okay, so I'm not giving you a pass just because you think we're cool because we're the same skin tone. And then you have this lady right here. I don't know, whatever her name is. I don't know. I wasn't trying to catch her name. It was just the fact that no. Okay. You see the line, you see free stuff, get in the back of the line like me. Okay, Daniela, I'm done right now.
Okay. All right, I want to say take a little time out here and thank you Twitch Luck and Mock. I am doing well. I think
good.
Andrew's a little bit ticked at this lady still. These ladies. Mock says that would always happen to me at midnight releases. Even friends told me to let them in. I said no. I've been waiting in line for your copy. I've been waiting in line. Wait in line for your copy. Okay.
Right.
Which is funny because I feel bad about those things. I've never straight up asked somebody if I can cut in line for them. But right. The merchant line at TwitchCon was really long. I had about an hour wait. And I get over there, and it's funny because I had my friend Mock here, who was standing in line with his buddy. They were gonna go and buy stuff, and then I also had Blagoni Will, who was standing in line with his friends, and they were pretty relatively close to each other right. in the line. But I mainly went over there. I was gonna wait for them. There was a long line. I wasn't gonna cut. I wasn't gonna do anything, and I was just standing there, and I'm just like, I'll just wait till they're done buying their stuff. And I didn't have anywhere else to go at that moment. And they're there, and like both Will and my friend Mock here were just like waving me down. It's like, come in line. And I'm just like, it makes me feel weird because, there are people that are waiting in line. And here I come like, yeah, I'm coming in. Sorry, guys. I kind of felt bad. I felt weird. Like, I don't know what's the appropriate thing to do here. But I've never ever had anybody ask me straight up if they could cut in front of me. I've had people try to cut in front of me, and I am not a nice person when that happens. I am definitely not a nice person because I will straight up look at them like, excuse me, what do you think you're doing? It's like, you weren't in front of me, and now you are. And I will literally just get right back in front of them. I don't care who you cut in front of from behind me, but you're not cutting in front of me. That's kind of it. So you and I are probably not nice line people. Which I think even I think when E3, that long oh no. Power outage. Andrew had a power outage. I was wondering why he was being so quiet. Well, I'm going to continue on with the story even though he's not here right now. But there was Starbucks. There was a really long line at E3. Incredibly long. It was the closest Starbucks to the convention center. And again, I saw Andrew. It was like we were pretty close to the front. And I just waved him down to come. Just come jump in line. I don't even know what the proper procedure is for that, but you know what? You're more than welcome to jump in line with me. But yeah, so apparently Andrew had a power outage and now it's just a DJ show. Hi guys. Let's see here. We're just gonna keep going on because we have, oh my goodness, 'cause I didn't even make all of these things. Yeah, we can't continue with the preamble because I need him to continue on with the story for that one. But we continue on with the news. We can do that. E3 lines, no, it's completely acceptable. You know those lines were really long. You know those lines are long, Muck. Okay, so news, technology news. Yak Yak, a Google Hangouts desktop app for Linux, Windows, and Mac, now supports most Hangout features, and it has a couple features on its own. Actually, that's actually pretty good because if you don't know, here at the show radio, when Andrew and I are doing recordings, we do use Google Hangouts. Um, and it's pretty much our preferred thing. A lot of podcasts, they use Skype because they like to have the multi-window. For us personally, it doesn't fit our vision, only because when you have so many windows open, or so many screens, even though it's only just two, you don't know who to focus on, like when you're watching and you're viewing. The nice thing about Google Hangouts is that when somebody is speaking and they have the floor and it's them, it's obviously focused on just that person, which is awesome, which is nice and fits us. But the thing is with Google Hangouts is it's not for everybody. It's interesting because it uses Gmail, which I think everybody and their moms has a Gmail account. So the invites are really super simple to use, but there's certain features that Google Hangouts used to have that they discontinued, and which makes me really, really sad. One of them being the toolbox that enables us to have like the lower thirds that we have here, which is interesting because I don't know why they took that out. It's a really great feature. Let me message Andrew. Apparently, it is raining a lot in New York today, and he had a power outage. So it's something that we are always evolving and checking out different programs, you know, make it better for us, to make it visually better for everybody else who actually tunes in live or, you know, wants to go back and check out our VODs. And having guests, finding the best software that makes it easier for them, because when we have guests on, we don't want it to make it more difficult. We just like something that's quick and easy for them to jump in and jump out of. So next on the list is Lightworks. The professional grade video editor is available to download. What is Lightworks? Sorry, I didn't even get a look up exactly what Lightworks was before we started. We had a little bit of a delay for today, obviously. 6 hours to play Destiny, worth it. What? Oh, you stand in line for 6 hours. Mock did stand in line for 6 hours to play Destiny. That's a really, really, really long time. Oh, okay. So this awesome software that's called Lightworks, which is if you're into the video editing, that's something that's new to me. That's still I've been trying to learn over the years. They do have a full, complete video creation package that's available to download. It's something I've been wanting to go out and check because yeah, I do stream on Twitch, but YouTube has been something that I originally wanted to start and doing before Twitch even happened. And it's always such a difficult task for me, and that just learning it. It's kind of like talking about that software for OvrStream. It's just learning the software and putting your time and effort into it. I currently have the Photoshop Creative Suite, and that's a good software package, but it's like pro level for me that I'm not even there yet. But Lightworks has a better, cleaner GUI that I think is a little bit more user friendly. So we will see. And the great thing is that it's not just available on Windows and not iOS, Apple OS. I can't even think of the word right now. But it's also available on Linux. So, and as you guys all know, that Andrew is a Linux user. He's definitely more on the YouTube side of things. He does have some videos that he has posted more so than I do, and different reviews, different things that he's doing and keeping up to date with people. So, if that's your thing, go ahead, go check it out. Alexon, pay with Google. Do you trust it? I guess that's a really great question since it's just you and me, chat. Do you use your phone, regardless of if you're using, Apple or Google? Do you pay with your phone? I've never trusted it. It makes me feel nervous because maybe it's because I don't really fully understand the technology that's behind it and how it's, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside, to be honest. I see people who like scan stuff with their phone and they're just pay. And I'm like, oh my God, if I ever lost my phone, and I know there has like some encryption stuff that comes with it. But if somebody, for whatever reason, friends, family, whatever, just wants to be evil and deceptive, like they could just simply take my phone and start charging things like crazy. That makes me nervous. And maybe I'm not thinking about it like logically, but I think it's capable. And probably it's me being a little bit naive to the whole process of it because I don't use it, but I don't personally. You're gonna do that at Yard House, Mock? Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, that's kind of it. I don't trust it. That's just me. That is taught me. Next on the list is 5 gaming mice for Linux, and Instagram now lets you live stream to someone else. Why? I'm sorry. That was the Instagram thing. Okay, if 5 gaming mice thing is your thing, you can go and check out our show notes at theshowradio.info. You can definitely check out the links there. We always post all of our show notes not listed down below after the show is potted and uploaded. But this Instagram thing now lets you live stream to someone else. So it's like, oh, is it like private? I have to go back and look at that. I'm that old and that ancient. I only recently started using my Instagram stories. So to live stream to someone else, so it's pretty much having a FaceTime with someone. Yeah, that's what I feel. It's like having a FaceTime with someone else. I guess that's cool. I suppose. I don't even know what the purpose of that is because I have like on my Android phone, well obviously iPhones have the FaceTimes, but on my Android phone, if you enable HD calls, you can make FaceTime calls too. And I also use Google Duos. And I guess Instagram is cool considering I don't know. That's just weird to me. Considering most of my Instagram followers and the people that I follow, I don't know them personally, so I would only use that to FaceTime or Instagram time somebody I know, but I don't know why I would use Instagram when I can just use Skype or my FaceTime on my phone. That's a really weird feature. I really don't know. That's a really weird feature to have. And that's all we have for the technology news. And actually, entertainment news, funny thing is like we had a lot of entertainment news over the last several weeks. This week we have one, which is basically the 3rd season of Attack of the Titan that will premiere on July 2018, which is funny that Andrew puts this on the list because he knows that I have this weird thing about having announcements about games and movies and TV shows that are so far in advance that I'll probably forget about it. I didn't even get to watch the season 2 of Attack on Titan yet. I'm kind of behind on that, like super behind on a lot of things. So July 2018 is like a goal for me to pretty much have that done and watched and caught up on, which I'm pretty sure I will by then. And that's kind of it for the entertainment news. Video games. Oh man. Man, Andrew, I wish it wasn't working. This is a very different experience for me. So, to run the podcast by myself. This is funny because Andrew used to do this by himself for years before I came aboard. And hold on one second. I'm typing something. And I think Andrew's power, everything went out completely. Okay, so I don't know how you did this for so long. So kudos to you, Andrew, because I know he's going to listen to this pod because, like he says, we record our audio separately now. So I'm going to have to send it to him, and then he's going to probably listen to this later. So, Andrew, this is all for you, man. Let's see. So gaming news. There's actually kind of a bit of it. Microsoft is no longer manufacturing the add-on camera, co-design cameras. Oh, right. So with the latest Xbox app, you can use pretty much any webcam. Apparently, any USB webcam, which is a sad thing for Connect. Really, they pushed for that for like so long. I get her. They pushed for that for so long, and I don't just didn't catch on like they were hoping it would, and now they're just gonna be discontinuing it. Sucks for that, but the only thing I to be honest, the only thing I ever used my Connect for was Dance Central. That was pretty much it. But I don't even know what you're talking about there, Muck. I wish they continued on with the Dance Central themes. They were a lot of fun to me. They were also a huge factor in me exercising and losing weight, and I think it was actually really huge for a lot of people. And that's what they did. Okay, so we are actually finishing the show without Andrew tonight. Sadly, he just got back to me. He says the ETA for restoration of his power is actually tomorrow. So I'm very, very sorry for that, Andrew. I think it's a sign maybe you should catch up on some sleep there. Or you know what? It's really fun about power outages is I like sitting in the dark and lighting candles. We have lanterns too, but I absolutely love lighting candles and having that feeling. Yeah, he's all right. It's just been raining a lot, and so he'll take care of himself, and he'll be able to hear this and watch this, and hopefully I will make him proud for this episode of the Show Radio 376. Definitely check us out on theshowradio.info. That he comes back before then, I'll let you know. Okay, so in the event that he comes back before then, he'll let me know. If not, he is out for the rest of the show. Which makes me so nervous. So 376 is going to be an experimentation for me because I've never ever hosted a show by myself. So go me. All right. So Blizzard's Battle.net app now has a gifting function, so you can send in-game items such as Hearthstone card packs to friends. Finally, Blizzard. Finally. I think that should be like an option and a function for almost every gaming service. Later on, I'll be talking about Twitch's latest updates that I didn't get to talk about last show because I was super excited about talking about my complaints in the other show. But yeah, it should definitely always be a thing for you to have the option to give friends things, because that's what you love friends over. And that's one of actually my favorite services that Steam offers is the ability to gift friends games. I absolutely love that. So finally having this, in the Blizzard app. Finally. Goodness. All right, so next is Nintendo hasn't publicly announced it, but GameCube controllers are now supported by the Switch as of the console's recent 4.0 update. Go teach it, DJ. And recently, Valve has introduced Steam gift cards, so you can send Steam wallet currency to a friend. Oh wow, I love how I bring up Steam, and that's like the first thing or the next thing that actually comes up. Next is a community of former GeoGAF members have worked together to launch a replacement gaming forum, Reset Era. As well, and lastly here, a new digital-only Persona 5 Ultimate Edition bundle for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, which includes all currently released DLC, is now available on the PlayStation Store. If any of those things are your thing, definitely check out our show notes down below there. I think the greatest thing about those points right now is the introduced Steam gift cards that you can send Steam currency. Well, okay. I've always hmm. It's funny because I've been gifted gift cards before, but I just been given the code. Yes, hundreds. Andrew's power went out. He is okay. Um, and if you hear those little notifications, that is Andrew actually messaging me probably through his phone right now. He says that the ETA for the restoration of his power is tomorrow, so he is gone for the rest of the show, and it will just be me. Which makes me nervous, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie about that. This is new for me. Oh, great. And he messages me that he's gonna take a nap. Thanks, Andrew. You enjoy your nap, though, and I shall talk to you tomorrow. Um, yeah, so I've been gifted friends, I guess, currency. Well, I have to go and look at this because if that's a new feature, been makes the show better. Oh, Andrea, 100 says that you got makes the show better. Oh boy. Okay, go take a nap. You're setting off my notifications there, Andrew. I have to go look at that again because I've been given a code for the gift cards to have in my Steam wallet. I don't know if that's a different thing though, so I have to go back and look at that. I didn't even notice it really. And Persona 5, I think in the last, I don't know, couple months, I've been wanting to give Persona 5 a try. So I'm going to go and see how much this bundle is. Sadly, I wish I kind of strange. I'm like glad it's on PlayStation, but I have like this credit sitting on my Xbox account, which I didn't know I had. Um, I don't have any games on Xbox I want to buy to be able to use this, and I kind of wish that it was on there so I could use that credit. But anyways, Ultimate Edition bundle, I think that's really great and it's really awesome. I kind of want to go and check it out and see like what it's all about because I only hear good things. I only hear good things. Speaking of good things, here's the next 3%. 5 still Gutter asks Persona 5 still can't be all through streamed. I think they lifted that. I believe they lifted that. It was a certain date. I believe the date on there was July 7th or whatever. But I've seen many streamers who have gone past that date and continued and finished it, and none of them are banned. I think it was only up to a certain point. I think I somebody needs to fact check me on that one, but I think it was just initially, and I don't know when the cutoff date was it that they would stop being so strict, but I believe that they did not like the feedback that they were given on it and how it wasn't received very well at all by a lot of people, that those are the type of restrictions that they were putting on people. But the next two things are awesome because they actually kind of fully apply to me. Rockstar has released a new trailer for LA Noire that presented in 4K. In Gears of War 4's campaign at 60 frames per second if you choose performance mode. It's just funny because I didn't know there was a different mode or performance mode for Gears of War 4. And we've been wanting, actually, I've been wanting to go back to play some Gears 4 again. Why only in the campaign? Something seems very off with that. To be only in the campaign. Yeah, in Gears of War 4 is totally calling. You need to go back, play some Horde, finish the campaign on Insane as well. So much. But LA Noire, I believe, comes out in the next couple weeks. I have not been able to play it. It's funny, I own the game on PS3. I was never able to go and actually play it. So this is a perfect time for me. I will not be able to play it in 4K because, first of all, I do not own the PS4 Pro, and I don't have anything that can pull off 4K and give it justice. Let's see. Mass Effect Annihilation, a new novel set that expands the story of Mass Effect Andromeda, is coming next year. I hope they learned their lesson from Andromeda, because that was, to my knowledge and to my feed and to the people that I know that play the game, Andromeda wasn't nearly as well received as they were hoping for. I don't know how they feel about a new novel that expands the story. So are they saying that Annihilation is like, we're so sorry for Andromeda? Um, Here's Annihilation to make it better and make it up to you? Well, we shall see. We shall see. And you know what? Maybe I shouldn't even be talking about this because I have not gotten around to being able to play Andromeda. And it's probably bad on my part, but when I hear so much like negative in it, how, this great series is loved by so many people, and then it comes out with like this new refresh reboot and people do not like it, it makes me nervous. It kind of just makes me not kind of want to play it at the same time. And that's like, I guess the latest game that made me feel that way, well, actually it wasn't even latest, it's been a while, was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. uh that one that one wasn't well received either, at least by a lot of, my friends, people that I saw posting about it. And it's really bad. It's probably really bad on my part because I'm basically judging a game by other people's opinions. And the only time I will ever allow that to happen is if the people that have those opinions, we have the same outlook on games and like the same type of genres and feel the same way about certain games. I kind of take their opinions into higher consideration than reading about it in any review sites or any publications, pretty much. So if you're listening, you may not completely agree with me, and I totally respect that because you don't know exactly what my specific genre is and how I feel about certain games, and it might not perfectly align. But that is just me. So we shall see. Continuing on, Konami has announced the PC version here, guys, of Metal Gear Survive launches alongside the console versions on the 22nd of February 2018, and all versions cost. That's funny. Why did he put pounds? $34.99, and that's in pounds. That's gonna throw me off. Where's the U.S.? We're in America. I'm in America. Let's see. Let's do the conversion here. Conversion to US. Really? 45? That doesn't even sound right. I'm going to say it's $49.99. Okay, because conversions from 34.99 pounds is equivalent to 45.95 US dollars. So I'm going to assume, based off of all games and how they're usually released here in the US, that it'll be around $49.99. But that's the power of the internet right now, at your fingertips. Really, Metal Gear Survive price. Where's the price here? Andrew making me do math over here and find out this information. Throwing those curveballs. When things ask you to enter your birth date, I cannot not enter my own birth date. Don't know why. I have to be honest. Like, I feel like I'm lying if I don't like that lying feeling. Coming soon. I just need to know the price. All right, so it doesn't even give you a digital price or anything like that on their own website. So if anybody knows how much Metal Gear Solid Survive is in US, you let me know, because apparently I can't find it on the internet at this current time. But it'll be available through Steam. Maybe I should look through Steam. I'll do that later. But I do know it would be $34.99 in pounds. So let's continue on with that. Okay, Metal Gear Survive under Konami without Hideo. I mean, can it really still be a good game? Will it still be a good game? I don't know. I'm down and willing to try it, but I don't know. Let's see here. Peter Peter Combo Fiend Rosas has parted ways with Capcom for Xbox insiders in the Alpha Ring. The Microsoft Store now enables gifting of most digital Xbox One games, and Insomniac CEO Ted Price has once again explained that his company is opening and making a sequel to Sunset Overdrive, but would need a partner for that. If that is your thing, definitely go and check out our info tab on theshowradio.info. I have not played Sunset Overdrive yet, which I probably should because it was, I don't know how many months ago, it was available for free on Xbox Games for Gold. Only heard good things about it. And what was that? That was a release game, wasn't it? A day one release game. Still haven't played it. This is how bad my backlog is. Let's see. Max, The Curse of the Brotherhood will be released for PlayStation next month. Oh, if that's your thing. I got so frustrated with that game. Doesn't that game have co-op hundreds? Ubisoft has announced a South Park The Fractured But Whole free trial that will be available for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 if you haven't noticed. That game did recently come out on the 17th of this month, I believe it was. I haven't been able to play yet. I'm hoping to play it soon, but if you're actually curious if their type of humor is for you before, deciding that you want to put some money out for it, go download the free trial. See if their humor is for you, because it's definitely not for everybody. It's definitely for me because I'm an immature 12-year-old boy on the inside. And I like those kind of really crude, really wrong humor. I probably should play it soon. And man, I like this. This is on this list here. I'm gonna save actually this one for later. Xbox games with gold. Let's see what they're gonna be coming out with, as well as, oh, please don't have a video up. Okay, Xbox games with gold includes of Trackmania Turbo, Tales from the Borderlands, as well as Nights into the Dreams and Deadfall Adventures. I'm never really impressed with the games for gold thing. I really am not. I don't. I like the PlayStation Plus games that come out. I'm not a fan of the Xbox games for gold things. Granted, this month does have Tales from the Borderlands, which I love Telltale games, and I cannot speak highly enough of them. Enough. Yeah, that wording came out wrong. But Tales of the Borderlands was really a lot of fun. The story was really great. It sticks with Borderlands theme and story and style very, very, very well. So that does make it worth it. The other games, they're okay, I guess. I don't know what else. Xbox first-party game publishing boss Shannon Loftus has suggested subscription fees could help fund new single-player projects. That doesn't even make sense to me. Xbox first-party game publishing boss Shannon suggested subscription fees could help fund new single-player. What? Gutter says, I love how the Telltale games are not that hard. No, they're just really good stories. Really, really good stories. Yeah. And then Brendan Green, aka Player Unknown, has ideas about the story and possible single-player modes for Battlegrounds, but there are no plans to make them a reality. Then why would you have those ideas if you're not going to make them a reality? This also goes along with next week's update to Player Unknown Battlegrounds to their test servers. They will be putting in vaulting, which took them far too long to finally push that out, because I think they introduced that E3, that was June, July, and like they got you so hyped up for it, and then they make you wait. It's like, yeah, we got this vaulting for you, we have this new map, you're not gonna see it for X amount of months, but it will be on the test server next week. I believe they push out the updates for the test servers on Tuesday. Believe me, fact checked me. I don't keep track of these fully. But if it goes well on the test servers and it's not buggy and people are pretty smooth about it, it will be pushed out to the live public, well, the the test server is for public to use too, but it'll be for everybody and everything on all servers, which is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Because I've never had such a frustrating time trying to jump over a wall that is literally like 2 feet high, and you're just like doing these tiny little hump, like I don't know. It's really bizarre. The fact that my character can't jump over like this little 2 foot wall. It's like your foot is getting stuck, and it's not. It's not. It's not. But the single player thing, I don't think it needs it. It really doesn't need it. Like, what are you gonna make this story off of? Like, I don't understand. I don't know how you make a story for a battle royale game. It like is the lead up story about how you ended up being put into this situation, or does it lead up to how you volunteered to go on this possible suicide mission to kill 99 other people? Or maybe it's a story about 4 college friends who get abducted, and they thought they were going to go and play paintball, and instead they're put onto this island with 96 other people to kill each other. I don't know. But a single player thing does not make sense in the least bit. It wouldn't. I don't know. Mark says, how and why they are going to the island. I think that's a great concept. I would play it. There could be a lot of reasons. And they could. I mean, there have been battle royale movies. If you haven't watched an older title, it's a foreign title literally called Battle Royale. It is an awesome movie. It pretty much has that exact concept in it. Of the basic synopsis of this movie is Japan passed this law called Battle Royale, and it was a means of controlling teenagers, and a random class would be chosen, and they pretty much get sent to this island, literally this area, and yeah, they literally get sent to this area, and it's a time thing. So like one student will go out, and the different parts of the islands will have different weapons. They'll each get a random backpack on their way out of their classroom that has anywhere. I think one had like a potato thing. I don't even know why I remember as a potato shaver thingy, but it's like some of them had really useless tools, and other ones had really great weapons, like that helped them. But it was completely random. And then the island also had its own little benefits, and it was just a classroom. It was really good. It wasn't 100 people, but it was really good. So if you haven't seen the movie, it's called Battle Royale. It's a Japanese foreign movie, really awesome. I wouldn't say it's a horror movie. It's a thriller, or like it. All right. Oh, we only have like 4 more things to discuss here. Usually, obviously, this show would run a little bit longer, but Andrew's not here, so it's just my opinions. I miss Andrew's opinions too. You guys are always welcome to give your opinions as well. Maybe they will explain why cars love to hit Mach, you know. Those cars like to hit Mach to mock you. I have no idea. I'm sorry, Mach. I did not get to actually talk about this in the last podcast, but Twitch actually has a lot of great updates coming this November, next month. That is huge benefit for streamers, whether you're just a streamer, affiliate, or partner. So pretty much their too long don't read thing of the quick keynotes that they announced over at TwitchCon was their stream summary. So the stream summary will give you a good breakdown and a glance at your stats for each and every stream, which is awesome. I think there's different services like third-party APIs and developers that give you that. I think it's finally like took forever for Twitch to be able to offer that to you. It also gives you let's see, what does this say? So you look at your stats for each streams, including recently unlocked achievements, which we will talk about in a few, top clips, your traffic sources, and more info to help you identify how to keep growing. That'll be available on your dashboard. As well as achievements. So going on to achievements. So for many streamers, affiliate partnerships is like pretty much your goal. It is your goal to know where you're at, as like before you hit the affiliate thing. Even trying to hit that partner status, you don't know what your progress in and how close you are to the goal. And being all gamers, we kind of thrive off of those achievements and that feeling of accomplishment, and feeling like you're making progress. Well, starting next month as well. All of these things are taking place next month. These updates are taking place next month, and it doesn't give you a specific date. So November is a great month of thanks. So thank you, Twitch, for finally making these changes and offering these things to us. But going back to achievements, so regardless if you're just a streamer trying to hit that affiliate thing or affiliate trying to hit partner, it will give you very clear goals of where you're at and how close you are to obtaining that goal. And so reading it from them, achievements clarifies those requirements and encourage creators to learn streaming best practices and interact with their communities. This feature is built to give streamers a fun roadmap to achieving greater success on Twitch. And of course, check back in November for more. What else is there? Premieres. Premieres is on top of there. So similar to how people gather for a TV or a debut of their favorite TV shows, this one helps video creators organize their first viewing events to generate a lot more excitement, anticipation, and viewership around the unveiling of your new videos. So this isn't necessarily you can create something to like, hey, let's all go watch, Stranger Things 2 all together on Twitch. No, this is for you created something, whether it be for YouTube or a video that you're going to upload as part of your VOD list on Twitch. This is for you to be able to create a viewing party with your viewers or your subs or anything like that to showcase like, hey guys, this is something I made, let's all watch it together. That's pretty awesome, especially if you're on the YouTubing side of things and you want to step up your video creations and be able to enjoy that with people and get their reaction live. I think that's really awesome. Raids, obviously, if you ever gotten raided or you ever want to raid, is actually kind of a long process. So you have to obviously post in your chat the channel that you're wanting to raid. You got to post their link, and you got to say, okay, this is what we're going to raid them with, and then you have to go and put in your host. Well, they're making it like an easier step process for you to be able to do that. So if you type in the command /raid, you can start a raid and you can let your viewers join in, and then it will automatically host that channel that you want to send your viewers to. So they made that process a lot easier for you, which is awesome. Chat rooms. This one is a little bit weird to me because I thought you could do this already. And I have a couple chat rooms that I've been in that are separate, that they're chat rooms to discuss with different things, and you don't have to be in any one person's room to be able to access them. So this one I think is a little bit confusing because I don't use that feature as often, but basically you can create separate spaces within your own chat that allows your community to have a more meaningful interaction. So you can have a place to discuss and patch notes or your favorite moves, and you pretty much create a room for anything. But I think that's like a really weird feature because I could have sworn that I've been using it like that. So I don't know how that's new. And even this one, though, it says that you can have the rooms available even when you're not streaming. I'm pretty sure I have that right now. Before this, I have to go back and look at it. It's just really, really weird. What else is there? Oh, okay. I'm going to save that for last because I think that's really cool and that's really awesome. Second to last, rituals. This one's interesting to me. I don't know how much I like it or how much it will be used. But basically, it makes it easier for you to celebrate special moments that bring your community together. For example, if a viewer is checking out a new channel for the first time, after a minute or so, they'll have a choice to let the rest of the room, the rest of the chat, and the streamer know that they're new to the channel. It's a way for them to break the ice in the chat. I'm not too sure how I feel about that, only because like you have bots that are available that will announce like, hey, here's a new person in chat. Lurkers don't want to be called out. I mean, granted, this thing is giving them the option to do it at their own discretion, but I don't know. I don't have very many people that come into my streams. I'm like, hey, I'm new here, hi. And I don't really do that in other people's streams too. Like if I want to participate in the conversation, I'll participate. I don't necessarily make it some showcase of like, hi, I'm new. Like obviously I'm new. You've never seen my name in here before. So this ritual things is kind of like, I don't really care for it. I guess maybe it was something that was really requested and asked for and I don't know about, but I think it's weird. But that's me. And the last really awesome thing that's being that'll be coming out next month is subscription gifting. So if there is somebody that frequents a channel that you frequent as well, or if you're a streamer that has an incredibly dedicated viewer that you always see there, but maybe they can't afford your subscription. They really can't for whatever reason it may be. Maybe they watch Twitch using the library's free Wi-Fi. I don't know, but you have the option to gift them a subscription, which I think is awesome. And you know what? With Christmas coming around, that's awesome. Just start gifting people like here's a subscription. Here's be the Oprah of subs. Kind of it. That applies to all tiers. Really, it applies to all tiers. And you know what? There's so many different ways. So it's either even if you're like you're the streamer, the affiliate or the partner, you can offer that as like a gift to somebody. Like here, you're awesome. Here's the 1 month subscription to my channel for the month, and it gives them all the access to all of your emotes, or if to whatever streamer. Really, I think that's a great thing. And obviously, you can tell I really love Twitch because I think I said the most about that. The last two things: Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, which is slated to release late November for iOS and Android. They didn't give a specific date. It's just late November. And Destiny 2 will get private multiplayer matches via an update in early 2018. That's really cool if you got that many friends to go play with and have those multiplayer matches. I don't know if I highly doubt you'll be able to get XP or anything useful out of it. I guess it's just to have fun and enjoy friends. I don't think that will count towards your milestones, will it? Maybe, I'm not too sure. We shall see though as more information comes out on it. And last but not least, it's something that I actually kind of wanted to talk about, and this is more of a personal thing because it's something that I enjoy. Gotta imagine this. Oh, competitive Destiny, sick. Sick with a K, not with two C's though. So I guess sick in a negative way. No clue. Yeah, there's a game that I love, and I think if you follow me, if you've been listening, you kind of know that I'm very much attached to this game, and it's called Breakaway. So, Amazon Games Breakaway is going dark, and it is very interesting to me to see where information can be so skewed and misinterpreted in so many different ways, because Kotaku, which I think probably was the worst reporting of this, pretty much said that it was canceled. Last I heard, it wasn't canceled, okay? Over at TwitchCon, they did, Amazon Game Studios did hold an event. Granted, they did not have a booth or a place at TwitchCon like they did in TwitchCon 2016, but they know how incredibly dedicated their community, their fans and players were, that they did have, they hosted a night at the Rock Bottom. It was great to talk with them, to chat with them, asked a lot of questions, And they asked us about our opinions on things, on how we felt about the game, things that we can improve, and things to help them. I mean, they're not canceled, but they were very transparent and very honest that there are things that needed to change. Um, and some things that they're trying to refine the algorithm, and I don't want to divulge too much information. I don't know what I can or cannot say, and I don't ever want to feel that I betray their trust, because some of these devs I have learned to come friends, and I appreciate the work that they put in. I appreciate the game that they have made, but it is obvious, and it's been obvious if you're ever part of their Discord, that there's just something missing that needs to improve the game. And I think when it comes from a creative standpoint, even as a huge group, when you can see that, but you can't quite put your thumb on it and pinpoint exactly what it is, you have to take a step back and be able to thoroughly see the whole picture, because they've been having these open alphas and closed alphas over this past year, and it has been great. It has been a lot of fun, and to see them change and make these updates every week, and to see it's grown. And for me as a fan, to see where they were at last October at TwitchCon 2016 unboxing and revealing event, to see where it is now when they first the last alpha weekend, which was the ending of September, the game has changed a lot, and a lot of the changes were based off of player and community feedback. Which is awesome. I've never experienced that with any other game, to be able to have that strong of a voice and opinion on something as a community. And then, you know what? The very next patch and update the following week has those changes that we mentioned, has those adjustments. That is awesome. But from a business standpoint, and I can understand this, is that you have to find that balance between making your fan base and your players happy, to balancing what really works in a creative standpoint, in a marketing standpoint. There has to be a balance. You can't just cater to just the community strictly. And when you get so focused on the feedback that you get coming from players, I feel that you end up having this tunnel vision, and you don't see the big picture. And I think right now they're seeing that bigger picture, and they say it's like, okay, we need to step back. We need to figure out what it is, and we have to go dark. It's kind of like when you're working on something and you have 5, 6, 800 people, whatever it is, chiming in their opinions. You can't hear what it is that your team wants, what you want to make happen. So it makes sense to actually, I'm like, okay guys, I'm sorry, we love your opinions, we love your feedback, but hey there, Tracy. But we have to be able to do our work, to do our job, and to see what it is. So I totally respect from Amazon Games team the going dark, and I understand that as both from a marketing standpoint, from a business standpoint, and as a fan of the game. I completely understand needing to go dark and needing to revisit that board and see, okay, what is it that we're missing that just makes that game that little extra, that it's going to be the new hottest thing. And I respect that, and I completely understand it. I'm going to be patient. This isn't any different from any other game that has to be delayed or reworked. I understand that, and like I posted inside the Discord, and I'm going to quote Miyamoto. If you don't know, he's a very, very brilliant man. He says, and this is his stance on regards to delays, that a delayed game is eventually good, and a bad game is bad forever. I would rather them take a year, 2 years, well, hopefully not 2 years, but if it takes 2 years, it takes 2 years, to polish that game, to make it the best that it possibly could, rather than rushing to put out a product that, like, bam, here, we at least got something out. And, but it's kind of like, because those first impressions of a full release game it's either gonna make them or break them. So take your time, Amazon. I'll be here. I'll be waiting. I'll go to my breakaway anonymous meetings and try to find something else to do until then. But that is it. That is it for today's show. Thank you guys for tuning in and dealing with me. So sorry to Andrew, who earlier in the stream, his power went out, sadly. You might not have an ETA till having his power turned back on till tomorrow. He is experiencing some bad weather, but the last that I heard, he is doing fine and he's currently actually taking a nap. So, it's okay, Tracy. It's okay. It's been a little bit of technical things here. Andrew did have his power go out, so it's just been a DJ show, the DJ radio show, just for this episode. It's been definitely a very different experience for me because I've never actually ran and hosted the show by myself. So actually, this is kind of different to talk to myself. I mean, I have you guys here, which is super appreciative of it. So I'm not completely alone. I just don't have Andrew's opinions to bounce ideas off of. And it's always good to have, that other person and to have you guys here to bounce ideas off of and opinions, because we don't all have the same opinions. We really don't. And having that increased diversity to have better understand people, to better understand like how people see a certain situation. It may be the same situation for everybody, but it's going to be seen 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways. We can't all have the same opinions, and having those different opinions it's always awesome. So for this episode, you kind of just have mine. But appreciative to Gutter, Tracy, Mock, Hundreds. Thank you guys for stopping by and chiming in. I appreciate that. So, the showradio.info / Twitch is where to follow and get notified when we go live. So you can hit that little heart thing over there. And if you want to, you can enable notifications about when we go live. We did have some slight technical, like a little bit delays before we started today. But normally we are live every Sunday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We always post on Twitter when we are going live as well. And a new addition to it is that now we are also streaming live on Facebook. You can like us on Facebook at, obviously, theshowradio.info / Facebook. You can follow me here, on Twitter at MissDJM. And then you can also never, I hope, maybe 1 or 2, but you can never miss a show by subscribing to our podcast on theshowradio.info. And you know what? This is a new feature that we're trying to push out there. But if you got questions for us and you can't be here live, that's perfectly fine and okay. You can drop us an email at community@theshowradio.info. Ask us your questions, and then we'll go through them, obviously, and answer them on our very next show, which will be next week, Sunday. And yeah, you can also follow Andrew on Twitter at URIYYA, and, tweet at him for tonight and let him know that he's okay and that he was missed today. Thank you guys for joining us at the beginning of the show and me for the ending of the show. And I shall see you guys next week. Bye, guys. And if I can figure out how to turn it off. Okay. Bye, guys.